Hello, hello. Here we have a match from yesterday's single faction tournament of me on the Empire facing off against some wild redmans. And I am super not proud of what I did in this match. And it made me salty and tilted me for the rest of the tournament. But I think from an strategical and thus educational standpoint, it is rather interesting to cast, so I'm doing it. And it's also showcasing a great play from the Redman side. So there's that. My build here is a lot of state troopers to have some capture weight and wealth, and my main killing power is concentrated into mortar dragons and those Jezails. And I went with a light wizard here to, yeah, root is always good. You can't really make something wrong with it. And then the burning gaze, I thought I could take out weapon teams, cannons, plague claw catapults, as it's currently very good against all those artillery kinds. And also, if you shoot it into Jezail type units, it kills a decent amount of models if you overcast it. Single cast only makes health damage. And then the big terror out personified Boris on his griffin. Now, for the Redman side, we had a lot here that is already unsummoned as the cheapest version that the Reds can go. If I play Reds, I like to just use Stretch instead of an unsummon, and have him with a 70 melee defense run around the backfield and uses anti-large fighting to bully horses or things that try to dive into the backlines. He's fairly resilient with this high melee defense and probably won't die, but yeah, it's a tiny bit more expensive and you can just go for more width in your army. Now there's usually a large amount of clan rats. You need them. A caster with Flensing Ruin and Howling Warp Gale, so a very defensive pick here, and also to kill single entities trying to dive in here, or at least punish them hard. A chieftain with set of auras. The power grab won't work anymore as they fixed that. You see it is currently not enabled, and it also won't be enabled unless the Lord is resummoned again and dies, which probably won't happen. But he's also a decent fighter, I guess. 60 melee attack is not to scoff at. And then also on the Skaven side, the big killing power is concentrated in 3 pieces: the Netty Buboes, the Jesuits with Stalk and Snipe, the Avalanche Mortars. I will be talking more about them, and Poison Wind Globadiers. Very short range and rather difficult to use, and Red Ogre, and we'll be seeing way more of those. So both sides are a bit advancing forward. Red's a bit more aggressive than I on the state trooper front, but are starting to get shelled a bit. Now, as I started the match and seen them, I've kinda knew I've done goofed with the Poison Wind Mortars, and my brain went into full panic mode and somehow trying to think of ways to deal with it and making a lot of mistakes. Because those things, if they aren't dealt with, they will absolutely kill you, murder everything you have on the field, except for single entities. So I tried to spam them down here with the light cast, and it doesn't really work. Those were 2 overcast gems burning gaze. So I think 18 wins. Funny little interaction here. The Globadiers tried to shoot at my light wizard and nuked the clan rats instead. But my light wizard is taking a fair bit of chip damage from this, and if I try to come close again, he will get rooted and probably also get a Flensing Ruin and shot, and thus my magic would be gone. Here we have a few rather inconsequential fights going on the sides. The Avalanche is still sitting back a bit, and yeah, I almost would have called them also Jazzels. My long rifles have shot down those short-ranged poison-wind globadiers. And what I think I should have done in this situation is, yeah, prevent such things. No, is to actually not spread out here to the sides. I tried to stay as far away as possible from this centerpiece here, and I think that was a mistake. They have a 250 range, and so do almost have my long rifles, or actually a tiny bit more. And what I think I should have done is to actually group up a bit tighter, have maybe a formation a bit like this, and try to have the mortars then outgoing shooting, kill everything in front of me, route it away with borers, and use this empty space to advance the long rifles onto the poison wind globadier mortars, whatever, avalanche mortars. Death globe mortars. Yes, that's what they called. And thus try to take them out. I would have lost a fair amount of state troopers in this approach, since they have to get in range of the thing, since I don't have a big range advantage. And I even dodged most of it. They are very strong. I would have lost a lot of state troopers here, but if I take this thing down, it might have been worth it. Here you have seen a 3rd Shem's Burning Gaze overcasted, hitting the avalanche mortars, and we're still only 1 model down. So that wasn't the approach that, like, they are now soft and squishy to any form of shooting, and thus I should have banked even more on the long rifles, but I am so stretched out right now and don't have enough mobility on the field that those clan rats also, yeah, those not clan rat, wolf rats managed to slip through, because I'm trying to defend my field on every side, my backfield, with 2 war wagons, which stand isolated and thus need a lot of attention to be saved from a constant swarm of wolf rats getting at me. Here, dealing with the rest of the poison wind, my light wizard got shot down, as I suspected he would be, with the 3rd time trying to cast at the globadiers. And Here I might have had my one chance to get through to them, though it's a bit wonky, and you've seen they did this weird little we tie a knot with all our models and do not listen to your command, or drop the command and you have to just renew it, then they do it, but if you don't notice it, it's bad, and thus I lost my one chance to charge those down. I might have landed now Barth in there, but I wasn't sure how much ammo those guys here have, and the rats, I'm rather close to this point, and I don't know what punishment the rats have in return. They can really kill some single entities trying to fly in with the aerial route rather quickly. And I didn't want to lose my lord to just this straight. Yes, mentioned he is a constant swarm of wolf rats going into my backfield, and they also only rout if I get them. With 50% HP, I still need to be constantly aware to get them. Here, I finally get my long rifles into range of the mortars, but they are almost out of ammo, and they are at a lot of value already. Killed my Knights of the Black Rose here. Those were probably a mistake. I went with 3 types of rather expensive knights. The Zindler's Reichsguard, the Knights of the Black Rose 2 times, and I don't know, we'll have to see afterwards, Empire Knight in reserves. I should have gone with cheap heavy cavalry, so purely Empire Knights all the way. That would have been way better. Here, my long rifles finally completely getting taken out because I have no control about the open fields currently, and it will also be a stretch to try and restore that. I summon something and instantly those scraps of wolf rats are on them before I can even get something decently in range to them. I could have summoned them here, I guess. But yeah, you would probably see this a few more times in this series. Here, I find this quite a funny move from my opponent. I don't think it was intended, but he walked his emptied out sharpshooters into melee. Boris striking out some globes. Avalanche mortars survived the long rifle shooting with 2 ammo and 7 models. But the thing is, they are still very dangerous, and if they hit, they still have the potential to instantly rout a unit with just the half of the models they still have left. So yeah, my freshly summoned Outriders rallied here actually, but not much to save here from them. I'm getting into the Jezzails, and I was a tiny bit shocked at this moment because I charged my big expansive Knights of the Rose in here, and they did like nothing on the charge, and also now struggle to actually do something to them. Like, they have 70 armor, and yeah, that's it, kinda. I guess it's that the weapon teams can't be knocked down, and thus are a funny type of mass barrier. Not like that, like they are threatening, but if this had happened while they have still HP left, that would have been a bit, dangerous. And now you can somewhat see where the whole thing is getting at. I am getting swarmed with clan rats on every front and red ogres, and I can't really get tools in there to shoot them off the points, and state troopers on their own don't win fights in this sense, because I don't have the authority on the mobility that I should have at this stage of the game, because I went too expensive with them and I lost too many trying to go for, in the end, pointless dives and trying to field it. Trying to fight red ogres and getting overwhelmed just by pure numbers. Like, knight, well, they killed the super expensive Jezza and melee. That's why their value is so inflated. That was a bit of a odd one here. My mortars, though, they have quite a bit of kills, but in the end they didn't carry on their own. And yeah, I have points here where I have bars on the point, a super big terror beast, but everything else I have is just routed off. So yeah, I'm more and more losing ground, getting pushed back. It's not over yet. If I had at this point some knights to summon, I might have a chance to take back the open fields, but I don't have any, so I summoned Outrider grenades. I should have done this way earlier, and on this map I probably should have actually opened with them instead of the mortars. The mortars, if you are on a single point fight or a very contained fight where the rats have to really come to you and getting shot, I like them. I think they are good in this occasion. If you can, because then they are super low investment and you don't have to protect them really. But in this situation, on this open field map, I had to invest a lot into saving them, and that's an amount I couldn't afford when also trying to save important things like my long rifles. And yeah, I'm not really finding a place for my outriders right now to be. They shot a hound here over, but they come back. A wolf rats, hound type unit. They got charged by the next one. My backfield is creeped with red ogres, and I get some shots from the outriders and almost managed to take this point back, but the state troopers and free militias I hear just don't do it. And outriders summon here are also not changing a thing because they are fodder for the next. I tried to force pass them onto the point at this here because I was on a triple. No, now I was on a triple cap. And going a bit panic mode here. I kind of went panic mode for the whole game, but now I'm really getting desperate, trying to get points back. But also kinda having to accept that I won't clear this rat swarm here. You see so many of them, some attempt for the side point, but those rats will come back in a second and prevent that. Boris actually reaching the heal cap. He was basically the only target for Flancing Rune. That was worth it. And maybe, I don't know if my caster got hit by it. Was certainly a part, yeah, here. Outriders completely besieged by the wolf rats, here the other ones. You can kinda charge them into them. It's not a good trade for the Outriders though. And if the rats are full health, they will certainly win that. Actually, they still won it. So, yeah. Little rant on the avalanche martyrs in general. I think they are an awful unit because they are very uninteractive to things trying to kill them. They have super high HP per model and low model count, and thus are very unreceptive to magic. You've seen 3 overcasted Burning Gaze, Shem's Burning Gaze going into them, which is 27 wounds of magic, if I'm correct on the pricing here. I think it's 9 overcasted. Correct me if I'm wrong in this. So 27 wounds of magic into them, and it killed 1 model, totally not reducing their killing potential. Yeah. So there are few options. Most artillery also can't touch them really, because they're just fairly spread out and, as I said, high HP. Rather small targets, so you need high precision to kill them. They have longer range than most Jezzail type, or equal range to Jezzail types, and longer range than most other missile units, so they just dunk on them. And a lot of artillery that tries to shoot them down. Instead, they walk up and fire a single volley and completely crush the unit. So I don't like them from a design perspective. They are very uninteractive, combined with very high damage. The best option you have to deal with them is to completely and early rush the Skaven lines down and rout the whole army off the field to try to get into them. If you don't do that and they are allowed to fire, as you can see in this match here, they will win the Skaven the game. So yeah, afterwards I did a bit of testing, and apparently the Hammer of the Witches, the Great Cannon Regiment of Renown from the Empire, has enough precision to kill them. If you know of other tools from the Empire side that are good at actually taking them out, let me know. I know of not really more of them. So yeah. You always need to be prepared for them. I certainly wasn't prepared for them in this match, and on maps where you aren't sure how to deal with them, if you have a choice, you probably shouldn't fight into Skaven. Like, they are mortars, so they can fire over terrain. So if you hide them behind terrain, or even your regiment Great Cannon shooting can't hit them, while they can free fire at you. So at this point you completely have to rush them. I'm thinking of one position at the Black Arc, behind this air vent thing that cuts off the low from the high ground. You can hide them behind the walls of this thing and shoot it to almost 3 points and be invisible to line of sight shooting onto them, or almost every shooting onto them. Even archer missiles don't really get them there, flying a slight curve. So yeah, values, there isn't really a lot of interesting things. The light wizard got 1000 value, but actually that's like, it should be 1500 because he only took out one model of them. So that's a bit of fake here. So long rifles, yeah, I think they were good here. They need to be careful with the Jesuits because the Jesuits can take them out. But they dealt with one unit of Poison Wind. Globadiers, not Martyrs. Trying not to mix them up. The other one got killed by Boris. So there isn't a whole lot you really need to be careful about on the Skaven roster. But if you don't put respect on those few tools that are there, and accordingly prepare, you end up with what I ended up here in. So yeah, great game for my opponent, great play with the wolf rats, and red ogres completely exploiting the weakness of my way too thin spread cavalry force and way too stretched out lines, and so it's bringing the rats to victory. And yeah, with that I end. See you on the next one.